1. Hello, and welcome to episode 76 of the KBMOD podcast.
Actually,
very
episode
hard.
77.
Oh, is it 77? Alright, well, it's 77. Oh, it is 77. I'll look right at the document, and it will tell me. I was blinded by that Obama dildo that we posted before the show started.
Like, they hit me right in the fucking eyeball, man.
You're gonna have to put that in the description when this goes up on YouTube.
It's like the Mona Lisa. No matter how you look at it, it stares back. That's how this dildo is. Just keeps looking at me.
I want you.
He's telling me everything I want to hear. He's like, yeah, I'll close Guantanamo. Just put me up there.
So I'm here with Brandon and John, and then we have two guests today. We have Blackliteattack, who's of course been on the show with us before, and EatMyDiction is here with us. Nick.
Hi.
He enjoys bears and long walks on the beach.
I do.
With pool. He really enjoys pool, we discovered before the show.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not good at it, but I enjoy it.
So there you go. Wow.
We actually had to get rid of Nick Fenton, possibly permanently. We figured there would be too many Nicks if
There would have been three
me,
Nicks.
Addiction, and Nick Fenton were on. That's just too many.
Would have been a Nick Fecta.
Yes. And
There's so many Nicks like in the YouTube scene. It's ridiculous. I never knew any Nicks growing up. And then as soon as I get into this whole, there's like
not
a million.
exactly an uncommon name.
That's the thing. I remember this one. I was at a party and there was another kid named Nick, and this was a kid I had nothing in common with, and I was like, and we were just sitting there like both like having a drink in our hand, saying nothing. So I was like, I'll strike up a conversation, say something stupid. I was like, yeah, I don't know any other Nicks, and he was like, oh, I had like 4 of them in my homeroom. I was like, and then that was the end of our conversation.
That was
Nothing else to say
nice.
after. He just like turned away. He's like, this kid never fucking met no Nick before.
What a jerk.
What's wrong with this kid? That would be the
retard.
probably the first and last podcast we open with an Obama dildo, but you never know. You never know. Sadly, yeah. It'll be our Twitch avatar within days. But so as
subscribe
always,
now for an
actually-
Obama
actually it
dildo
won't
next to
be.
your name.
It
The
won't
Twitch
be.
chat.
Say no. Please don't make me ban you.
John bans his own podcast stream from Twitch for Obama dildos.
Guess you're going over to own TV.
Ooh. Too soon? I don't know.
Too late?
Too late?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. But as always, we start off talking about what we've been playing this week, and we'll start off with Diction here. So what have you been? You game a lot. So what have you been?
I
dipping
do.
into?
I've been kind of taking a week because I haven't been really making videos and stuff, so I've just been playing for the pleasure of playing. On my phone, the fantastic Apple iPhone. Actually, it's on Android too. There's a free game called Undead Slayer that's fucking incredible, and you wouldn't think so because it's all like one tap controls. So like
Mhm.
yeah, it's like a top down like Diablo kind of game where the characters run around killing monsters, and all you have to do is tap in a direction. He'll go and start swinging away, and then you can do some dashes and some power moves and stuff. But it's really really addictive.
I'm surprised. It sounds so generic, but
It does, but it's actually really addictive. It was made by one guy too, which is even
I
more
love games.
incredible.
I love games like if a game that's like super good has been made by one guy, it just makes me like it that much more. It's like
Yeah.
Cave Story was like that.
Definitely
Yeah.
they're downloading this now as we speak.
Go for it. Yeah, it's free.
There are a lot of
What's it
iPhone
called?
games like that are made by small teams.
Undead Slayer. It's just
Undead
called Undead
Slayer.
Slayer. Yeah.
Yeah. And then today there was Kotaku did an article where some guy from Destructoid, I think, was like, I'm gonna do 4 in February, which is basically take 4 games that you've never beaten and beat them by the end of the month. So I'm starting with Deus Ex Human Revolution, and I played
What a
that for like
game.
5 hours today.
It's a good choice.
Yeah.
And I did see you've been playing some Wasteland recently. May have just
Oh
mentioned
yeah,
that, but
Arma 2 Wasteland's really
Chaz
fun.
is super into that. Streamed it on our channel on Thursday. I've watched it a good amount. Like I haven't. Is it a mod? Is Wasteland a mod or is it like
No, it's just a server thing. It's like a mission
server
type.
type?
So,
Okay.
yeah, if you have the game, you could just go to a server.
It's actually like Wasteland
looks
is actually
amazing.
like Arma. That's actually the game Arma, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much, except with a few rule changes and they changed where all the cars spawn and stuff like that. Like there's cars everywhere.
All right, I might have to give that a go then, since I don't
It's
have to
fun.
install anything else. But yeah. So what about you, Kotaku Horror? Blacklight
You still have me as Kotaku Horror?
Yeah, I know. I haven't changed it since.
They haven't featured me in like
I know it's been months.
like 4 months or something. But okay, well, I was actually I never like remember anything. I don't remember what I had for breakfast, so I actually just pulled up my Steam library to remind me. Well, I've been getting back on the TF2. I took a long break from TF2, and I've been playing that again. But I can only really seem to play it when I'm live streaming. I don't have a lot of interest when I'm not live streaming for some reason.
Fucking pubber, you piece of shit.
Dude, I started on Valve Pubs again because I'm streaming, and the whole point of the series is kills. So all I do is go on Valve Pubs where everybody sucks. Like if I was actually trying to play the game and not just kill people, I would play on not shit servers. But I'm actually still hitting the Black Ops 2, much to everybody's surprise, including my own.
That is surprising, to be honest.
The camos actually make it like really fun for me because like camos in the past were all just like grindy ass headshot bullshit, or like there was no challenge to them at all in Black Ops 1. But in this, like just the slight little twist they have where it gives you a different set of challenges after so many headshots. It just keeps it fresh. I picked up Devil May Cry 4 on your recommendation, Dan.
It's pretty good, man.
It's not bad. I'm a veteran of the I played and beat Devil May Cry 1 and no.
Well,
1
it's nothing like 1 and 2.
No, one
Not
and 1
really.
and 3. It's nothing like 1 through 3. Well, it's kind of like 1 through 3, but I mean it's definitely very different. But it's a decent game. It's a solid game. That has good. I mean, you need a controller to play it, but it's got a good amount of PC options. It runs pretty smoothly. I don't think it's crashed on me yet. So
Yeah, it runs really well. It has to, because of all the fighting aspects of it.
it got to run good because you did the fight.
I'm surprised out of everyone that bought Black Ops 2 that you're the one that's still
Yeah, I
playing
know,
it,
that's
because I
crazy.
don't really see many people playing it now.
Me too. Like it's also I think the free for all is like combination good and bad. It's really the spawns are really terrible, but that also makes the spawns really easy to read and just play like a dick, just spawn game people, and I find that part like really addictive because like people always think I'm hacking because I turn around because I'm like, all right, a guy's gonna spawn there, and he spawns there, and they're like, well, I don't fucking know who's gonna spawn there. It's like, and I can't be like, well, I just knew because nobody's gonna buy that. They're like, you're a fucking hacker.
It's
So, and then not on PC. I was talking to you guys earlier about a new JRPG that just came out. It's a PS3 exclusive called Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. That's actually pretty solid.
I've heard only good things about that game.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised that the only review I'd actually read was for some reason Game Informer's, and they gave it like a 70 out of 100, and I was like, oh, that's disappointing. I was really looking forward to that game. And then I read all the other reviews on Metacritic, and they were like, all of them were like 90 out of 100, like 95. Like it was scored really high. I don't know what game the guy who reviewed it in Game Informer had against it, but
He works at Game Informer,
yeah,
so there's that.
that's a good point.
I love that.
It's like, fuck, there's no kill streaks in this.
Isn't it Studio Ghibli, or however you pronounce that, if I mispronounce that. Some
I don't know.
anime kid's going to destroy me now. But
It's level 5, which is what they made Professor Layton, I think.
yeah, they've made some other games, but the art's done by Studio Ghibli, I believe.
It's some of the best cell shading that I've ever seen. And one thing I'm really impressed, like first off, the animation's really fluid, but also whenever you take a screenshot, I was looking at reviews of the game and I was seeing all these screenshots, and I actually thought they were anime cutscenes in the screenshots because that's how good the cell shading is. It actually, every time you take a still, it looks like a still from an actual anime. It does have a few anime cutscenes. It's very Japanese. It's called freaking Ni no Kuni, but but it's really really well done, and the anime aspect of it, the like Japaneseness of it isn't unbearably so. So if you're not like an anime fan, I think you still might be able to enjoy it as long as you can enjoy things that are slightly kiddie. It is a little bit aimed at kids, I think.
Shout outs to anime.
Definitely shout out to anime. Japanese Harry Potter to the max.
So, what about you? What about you, John?
TF2 for the ESEA ship. We haven't lost a match since I joined the new team.
Well done.
We're fucking incredible. We're the best, and I am an excellent marksman.
Try hard.
And fair amount of Path of Exile as well. I've been playing the shit out of
I feel
Path of
bad.
Exile.
I haven't gotten to touch it yet.
And I've been like dabbling in Terra again since my account's like permanently active, even though it's not free to play yet, just to see if it's something I'm going to want to play. And I think it is. I think I'll probably play it once it's free to play.
I was hearing from people that even the instances and stuff at max level are actually really fun to do.
Yeah, they're difficult. Like the bosses actually have mechanics, so there's that. But there's no like end game rating or anything.
So the bosses are all cars?
Yeah. That's correct. Roger that.
The MMO.
Well, other than that, I've just been touching myself and smooching dudes.
Cool. That's cool. 2 pastimes that I think we're all actively engaged in.
I want smooch Dan for New Year's.
Yeah, that's true. We'd had a few. Sean actually tweeted me or G-chatted me a picture of you from that night, like 7 years ago or whatever that was.
And I had this little thing because I couldn't grow a real beard that connected.
Yep.
Yeah. Just randomly, for some reason, this thing decided to start working. I don't know why.
It was
Took like 12 years post puberty for it to decide that I was going to grow anything here.
I still can't. 24, it still doesn't connect.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Are you hawking IRL?
Robot Jenkins right now.
Are you hawking mech?
Am I robot voicing?
You are.
No, now you sound
you're
fantastic.
Fine. Yeah.
Oh.
Yes.
So.
Well, my Skype got embarrassed because you were mocking it. That's butt cheek.
So, what about you, Brandon? You've been super busy, so you probably didn't touch much.
I've been a little busy.
Yeah. I asked Brandon to edit things. I'm working till 9:30 p.m. tonight. That's not gonna happen. I'm like, wow, dude, that sucks.
If anybody on the podcast didn't know, Brandon quit his job.
In the process of quitting my job, yeah.
Brandon put in his 2 weeks notice. He'll be coming to work with me. And then I'm going to fire him as soon as he gets here just to fuck him. It's going to be fantastic. He's going to walk in for his first day and we're going to be like, and you're fired.
Go home.
Good to know I have that to look forward to.
Yeah. Sold your big muffler car. This is all just one huge conspiracy to get Brandon to sell that stupid car. That's the only reason.
John has actually been practicing the motion where he's going to shake your hand and then in one fluid motion end the handshake, spin you around, kick you in the ass out of the door.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hand him some paperwork to sign, to sign his official employment. He's going to start writing and I'm going to grab him and be like, and it's gone. And then it's over. It's done.
I appreciate the good-natured jokes there about the future of my life. Yeah, so I was pretty busy this week, but I did get to play a bit on our game night on Friday, and so played some Chivalry, and I hadn't played that before, but it is a little bit buggy. But like Diction said, once you're cutting people's heads off, it's a pretty good time. Played a little bit of Counter-Strike as well on game night, and I'm not very good at that anymore, sadly. And then I played the SimCity beta, which I don't know if there's an NDA on or if we can talk about it, but that was a thing that I did.
Are you in the hour-long one or the other? Like, I've heard there's like 2. That's what I've heard.
I mean, I'm just a regular guy, so I just get the hour.
Well, how is it? There's a preview out there on the internet.
It's very, very deep. It looks like it'll be a great game once it's fully released, but it's kind of hard to tell because the hour only gives you so much to look at, and a lot of the buildings and things aren't in beta, so it's hard to really know just based on 1 hour, because this is the kind of game that you're going to put Diablo type of hours into.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I got to put down roads and electricity, and I'm done. Okay.
Yeah, by the time you zone your entire city for something, and you have something in your little tiny box that they give you for zoning restrictions, it's like, oh, all right, well, that hour's up, and I don't really want to play again for just 1 hour, so I'll put this down, and silently hand over my $80.
Excuse me, yeah, I would like to buy a tool shed, and they're like, time's up.
Well, I had a problem with power in my city, and I was like, I can't figure out why I can't get any power. And the power, so I put another power plant in. Nope, didn't help. So there were a few times where I was a little bit lost, even though they hold your hand throughout the entire thing. But all of a sudden my residents were upset because they didn't have power, and so that somehow fixed itself by the time I had 3 power plants. But then they had this residual madness about having lost power before. I was like, you can't hold that against me. I fixed it.
I don't know. If you fucking went I don't know how time passes in SimCity. If you went you're like, dude, it took me 5 minutes to fix. They're like, yeah, it was 3 months to us, asshole.
Yeah.
My grandmother died. We didn't have any heat.
We ate her because the food wouldn't keep. It was terrible.
Yeah, your Sims definitely hold a grudge. And the interesting thing they have for their fire stations and things, fire stations, police stations, they only cover a certain radius of your city. And so I didn't realize that at first. And, all houses on the other side of the city were burning down, and I didn't really notice it. And then, for a while, we didn't have any schools, and so you slowly learn the game and actually get a city that resembles something like a real city. But for a while, I just, had houses burning down, had waste backing up. So it's kind of an interesting
children running in filth.
Don't run for mayor.
Background of burning houses. This is the future Brandon creates for you. Just remember that, people.
But it is the
dystopian third world, bombed out Beirut.
But the engine where you can look at any individual sim and see kind of what they're doing and follow any particular person's activities is very cool. It's absolutely as cool as advertised.
Do they have relations?
Well, maybe in their houses that aren't burned down.
Oh, darn. I would really like to have relations with my beautiful wife if my house is on fire again.
And my children are covered in shit. Everything is terrible.
Darn it, my dog burned to death. Now I'm not hard anymore. This is the worst city. Moving here was a terrible mistake.
Such a turn off to see my dog burning to death. No.
But you do look really sexy. You do look really good, though, so I'm kind of still down.
I knew I shouldn't have moved into this city that has 3 power plants and no schools.
No, you just, as soon as they're old enough, you just take them to the power plant and they start.
They run like hamsters in wheels to keep that thing going.
There was a dude a Russian dude, who spent 5 years perfecting the perfect city in SimCity.
Yeah.
Whatever the last game was or some shit like that. And it was he made this video which looked like weird Russian propaganda, of some manifesto of this guy's dystopian future. And it was just so crazy. It looked like, Mega City 1 from Judge Dredd, but all the mega blocks are just right next to each other for fucking 500 square miles. And all the roads were underground to make it more efficient, apparently. And I really hope that guy's still alive and he's getting the new SimCity game because I want to see that with the tilt shift.
Yeah.
Just in case that guy's dead.
Along with everyone else important in games we learned before the show.
I like the specific sim thing because I want to take one guy and just make his life awesome, but focus on nobody else. Just this one dude is going to be the focus of my attention. He's just going to be my little pet. Everything is going to go right for that guy. He's going to have a school and a fire department and a store that costs nothing. And then his neighbors are going to have to kill each other for food. And he's like, I don't know, this is a nice city. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
It's just the Hunger Games everywhere, except for him.
I had to fend off a murder attempt with my dead cat, and this guy's over here eating filet mignon and getting all the power. He has an entire power plant to his one house.
And my children work in it. So there you go.
The other thing,
the ones that are still alive.
The other thing that I tweeted out, I think yesterday, was they don't have a full screen windowed option in their video settings, but there is an Instagram filter option. So, for what that's
bases
worth,
are covered.
Covering the hardcore scene.
Priorities are important.
I thought so. I like looking at my city in sepia.
Yes, it's it's mainly what you want.
Look at them games.
So what have I been playing this week? Walking Dead episode 4 we did Monday on the stream. Probably the weakest episode, even though a lot of shit happens because it kind of has to leading into the final episode. But like probably the least well done and well paced episode of all of them.
Yeah.
It's a good setup to fuck you at the end, though.
Yeah, like it
Makes
does.
sense. It makes
fuck
sense.
you pretty hard at the end there. It's like the last like half hour of it is just like everything happens, whereas the first 2 hours it was just kind of like okay, plodding along. But
Yeah.
I'm really pumped to do episode 5 tomorrow night, so you can tune in for that. But see all the feels come streaming down my face at the end of episode
Every
5.
feel.
Yeah, every emotion possible.
I don't know what's happening. There's water cascading from my vision holes.
Also got to play some Chivalry on Friday. Enjoyed it. I'm the worst crossbow dude ever. We had a dude who was like quick scoping with that shit running around the server. It was insane. But yeah, played that, and I did play the new Devil May Cry DMC this morning on stream for a couple hours, and it's quite good. The phallic representation in the beginning is quite good. They know how to censor a penis, those guys at Ninja Theory. But
We have to trust that they only did that because they had to.
yeah, yeah, I was really hoping for some Dante penis, but alas.
The demon dong.
But the great thing about it is if you get it for PC, it does have all the good graphic options and all that stuff, and it runs insanely well.
It has kill streaks?
It actually sort of has kill streaks. So
Does it have attack dogs?
No.
Shitty game?
It's just immediately shitty game.
Not worth it.
I was quite excited. I played Mario Land 2, the Game Boy game, the other day. I was very excited to find out that had kill streaks. Unlike every other Mario game. If you kill 100 enemies, you get a star. It's fucking badass.
And the star spawns attack dogs.
Yes.
It's the only Mario where the star doesn't make you invincible. It just spawns a bunch of dogs that despawn as soon as they go off the screen.
They come in
a
riding
Mario
the
game.
stars like Kirby does. Just like kamikaze.
But yeah, new Devil May Cry is pretty good. I would say if you're like really into Devil May Cry, because I know there are people who are like into like the lore of Devil May Cry and that kind of stuff, you will probably hate this game to your core because it just kind of reboots the whole series. But if you just want to play something really fun and fast paced that looks incredibly good, I would say pop some money down on it. But you might not want to buy it at $50 though, because I have heard it's really short. Like 3 or 4 hours, kind of short. But the whole point of Devil May Cry, as well, is like it's a high score game too. So you can do completionist and you can do higher difficulties. There's difficulties on that game where you can get one hit, but all the enemies have normal health. Like I can't even imagine with the amount of times that I got hit in the beginning. Anyone actually completing that? So, but yeah. It's pretty fun though overall. But once again, you might want to wait for a sale. Like at $30, I would say it's probably worth it. But $50.
It's PC. There will be a sale in like a month. It's Steam.
And I did actually make progress in Binding of Isaac for the first time in a while. I killed Satan for the first time Saturday night, which was really, really nerve-wracking and really fun. So yeah, that was.
Should have just had him teach you the blues. Idiot.
I know, giving me a fiddle or some device. But yeah, so that was pretty much what I gamed on. So yeah, so we do have Diction here with us.
We do.
He's a man who makes YouTube videos.
Yeah.
But I have noticed that, and obviously you you have played on console quite a bit. You own all the consoles, I believe.
Yep.
Which totally cool. But over the past, I don't know. Well, I don't even know how long to really say it, but maybe past year, tons and tons and tons of mod gameplay from you and others.
Yeah.
Like
It's just fun.
yeah, like Trouble in Terrorist Town, which got incredibly massive. How old is that mod? Because I know like the Hidden, which we played a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
is pretty damn old. But I had never.
I
even
mean, it
heard
probably
of...
came out like very shortly after Gary's mod was released, I imagine.
Yeah, because most of these, well, Hidden's a just straight source, but a lot of Gary's mod. I saw you guys playing football or some shit on there. Wasn't
Oh
that
yeah,
one?
that game's pretty fun. I forget what it's called, like Football Carnage or something. Football Showdown, something. Gmod Football Showdown. I don't know, but it's pretty awesome.
Because I love sports.
Yeah,
I'm surprised I haven't
no,
seen
I
anyone
hate
do.
sports, and I thought it was fun.
So
I don't think I've seen anyone do TFware.
TFware, all Sham's done it, but
Oh, has he?
have you played TFware Diction? It's
We
super,
were
it's super
going
fucking
to,
fun.
and then we
Uh,
didn't for some reason.
It's
Highly
just,
recommended.
all it is Mario Party and Team Fortress.
WarioWare. It's more like
Oh
WarioWare.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
mini games that last like 5 seconds.
Right. Yeah.
and
They're
it
micro
just gets-
games, bro.
But the ending is the best always. The gauntlet thing at the
Yeah.
end or whatever it's gonna be.
Yeah, there's like a boss stage. There's always something random. Like, some of them are really terrible. Like like playing like grenade launcher basketball with the demo man, and everybody just blows each other up instead. Like, yeah, fuck this.
Yeah,
You just
the,
kill everybody.
the basketball one, the Don't Touch the Heavy. That one's
Yeah.
really good.
Everybody turns into scouts, and one person's turned into the heavy who's about to explode.
That sounds
And they
pretty
just
awesome.
kill on
And you're in like a
touch.
really small arena, and you see him like
Well,
pulsing. and
the
he's
walls. The walls close in that one too.
Yeah.
So you have less
There's-
and less space to run
Or
away
you
from
get
the heavy.
everybody turns into a pyro, and you get teleported into a dome with spikes on the walls, and you have to air blast people into the spikes and kill them.
Yeah.
That's rad. I want that.
No, it's
Yeah,
pretty sweet.
We should play.
The Frogger is the best one though, in my opinion. Frogger is basically Death Race,
It's so hard.
but there's
you have
no
like
there's
5
no
seconds to
guide.
complete that race.
Yep. Well, the cars, like, it's like everyone will make it to the cars, and then 30 people will die. 2 people will make it across. But what got you started more into the mods? Was it just somebody you played with, or?
Yeah, I think it was like me and Chilled and Smarty were doing like Trouble in Terrorist Town back in like April,
Yeah.
and then I don't know, we just started looking for more and more different mods because there's like a shit ton of Half-Life 2 mods out there, and we just wanted to see like what creative cool shit people were doing so we could play it because regular games are boring.
And they make you internet money. So there's that.
Well, that is a part of it. Yeah, thanks, John.
John,
Just looking for new ways to monetize now. It's fine.
If I really wanted to monetize, put boobs in every one of my thumbnails and only
Yep.
play Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Fucking
Yes.
hard point.
Actually, I'm pretty confident that if you played Call of Duty on your channel at this point, people would be like, "Fuck you, I'm out."
They usually do.
might,
Like
yeah.
I
They're
posted
like, "What
a
are you
couple
fucking
videos.
doing?"
And people were kind of like, "I like Diction, but I don't like Call of Duty." I stream it and people are okay because it's kind of fun. You know, it's like
Because
Yeah.
they can see how angry you are and your displeasure with the game.
yeah.
I'm
The
surprised
whole
more
time you're
people don't bitch
streaming, you
about-
probably don't even realize it, but you're probably like, "This game is terrible. I hate this game. This game is not fun. I played this game last year and the year before and the year before and the year before."
Hey, we had fun like a month ago. or a
I
month
like
and a
playing
half
it with
ago.
people. It's great. It's great with a group.
Yeah.
Hopped on with Diction and Gassy, and because you can bullshit over Call of Duty. That's the thing.
That's true. You don't really have to pay attention.
You don't have
to
to pay
it.
attention to
Yeah.
anything.
You know.
There's no strategy.
Just aim your bullet hose at whatever is coming around the corner.
You just Scorpion, laser sight, fast mags, win. Hold down the button that makes you win. Call in the
What's the
swarm.
win button?
That would be left mouse.
Karthus is Alt R. That's the win button.
Yeah, why don't
Reload,
you play any
retard.
MOBAs, man?
Oh, I hit level 30 on League of Legends today, so I'll see you guys at season 3. Just so you know, I will see you at season 3.
God damn
I don't
it.
know what that is.
I fucking hate MOBAs.
That's the esports ball championships.
Oh.
It's where you play the game and win the money.
Which lane are you gonna go down?
The passing lane, probably.
Going back to our old esports, discussion. I don't like the term esports. I decided 'cause I think it would be better fit to people playing hockey on ecstasy.
Whoa,
That'd
dude.
be awesome.
That
That's
would
a
be
fantastic
amazing.
sport. That's a great idea.
They just stop and hug.
Yeah, there's no fights.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man.
Esports
Everything just
basketball,
feels
like,
amazing.
Whoa, this ball, it's all
The
bumpy.
penalty box just turns into like where people go to make out and cuddle off the ice, away from the cold.
God,
Start
the
the
cold
fight, just be
felt
like,
so amazing.
They just fall over. They just hug and fall over.
In hockey equipment, just super bulky.
Looks like those two guys are just snuggling. They've been there for 15 minutes. Does somebody want to check on them? Yeah, no, they're good. They're still just cuddling. They're fine.
It's okay. It's okay. They're drooling on each other. It's all good.
So I do have something to take up with you. Why you never finished Postal 2 Armageddon Weekend? Even though it's bugged and incredibly difficult at the end.
Well, yeah, it was like there was that, and it also like nothing interesting happens after the zombie level, honestly, or the elephant level.
Oh man,
I've played through it before, and I just kind of realized like, there's not. I've squeezed every last bit of like humor I can out of this series. I don't want to.
The original game is so meaty
feeling.
that it's like.
It's like an Uwe Boll movie, and incidentally, he made it a Postal movie. But it's just like it's such a bad game, but in the best ways. It's like a bad movie that you want to play and make fun of, and it's just hilarious.
My favorite thing about watching you play that game and watching that game is the rocket physics in that game are just the best. Like there's no better. It takes like a half second for it to shoot after you hit it.
You have to like hold it down, and it charges up, which apparently makes it go faster or farther or some shit. I guess that's how rockets work. Yeah.
And then sometimes it bounces or it lands way before it should, or those guys. And then they got that game greenlit again, the Postal 2 collection.
They got like the whole Postal series or something for like $20 or something.
Quote unquote HD or something on that. I guess there's a new Postal game in production as well.
They had Postal 3 and it was terrible. It's not worth it at all. It's horrible.
And then I just keep bringing up these weird ass mods you play because you play a lot of them. But that fucking just batshit insane. I don't know. We probably have some viewers of Diction chat. I would hope so. The Doom 2 mod, the Italian.
Oh, Grezzo. What was fucked up was like I played the very first level. I think it's a Duke Nukem 3D mod actually, but it's like you open the game and like if you don't have to really read Italian to understand that it's like here are the levels you're supposed to play. I played that first one and I didn't understand anything that was going on, and then I posted the video and everyone was telling me that it was a school shooting simulation or some shit like that, and I was like, oh, so it really is the most offensive fucking game mod I've played. Okay. But apparently, the guy that made it actually sent me a message with and he gave me a link to the full game. I've yet to install it yet, but I can only imagine it just gets worse and worse. There's lots of nudity, like
it's
fat dudes and shit.
It's
I gotta play this game.
Yeah,
It's awesome. It's really fun. Like, but it's apparently all of it. It's all in Italian, and a lot of it's like social commentary about like the Vatican and like politics in Italy. I don't know. So
I can make it through. I went to Buca di Beppo once. Very nice family style restaurant. I think it'll be good.
I love that someone modded Duke Nukem 3D in like the 2000s. Someone was like, you know what we need? A mod for Duke Nukem 3D. And we're gonna make it a social commentary mod.
I should freaking play that game being somebody who doesn't know a word of Italian and just play my best friend that I do versus mode with, then he's fluent in Italian, and I should just do it with him, and he could probably fuck with me the whole time. He'd just be like, yeah, that guy, yeah, he's the Pope.
I was gonna say, I feel like calling that game social commentary is pretty generous because it looks like that would be the game you made if you tried really hard and gave a conscious effort to making the most offensive game you could.
Makes me think of
Based off
that show.
trailer.
What was
Based
that
off
show
the
Drawn
trailer.
Together that just tried so hard to be offensive, and it was just like, just stop.
Stop
Just
it.
stop. You're not South Park.
Yeah.
Watching that trailer, every scene was worse than the last one. I was like, how do you have this many ideas for offensive things to put in a game?
Like, what else is
know.
offensive? He's just like completely out of ideas after this game. Nothing can
Seriously.
possibly.
Probably did like social research. Did you like whipped out a notepad and like started commenting on YouTube videos? See like how many angry replies he could get from like religious people. And he was like, "Oh yeah, that one tested well with the Muslims."
We'll put that in. Put that in. But yes, so I did get the pleasure to eat IHOP with you at PAX Prime.
That was a fun night.
It was a good night, and now I owe Max dinner at IHOP. So I'm gonna
I'm
get
just
him
glad
back
that you
to
were
Taxis.
alive. I didn't know anyone had gone to
Taxis,
IHOP.
we should try to
and all of a
get,
sudden
like-
you were gone.
Diction and Max had rescued me from the depths of Seattle.
I forget how we managed to get there. And then we found out that it was literally less than a block away from the bar we were at the first night with the hopping
Yeah.
party.
Yeah, and no, what happened? Like something happened, and like Tino's was gonna go with them, and then I ended up in that car, and I don't even know. And then I was at IHOP, and it was a good time.
Yeah.
So
They
you are
closed
good.
down the IHOP around here. Might just end my life.
IHOP is pretty fucking sweet, I must say.
Yeah. Especially if you're drunk at like 1 a.m. Like, it's perfect. It's fucking perfect.
The
more
Cinnabon
than
pancakes, dude. I'm telling you, the Cinnabon pancakes are the best.
They
are
make cakes?
definitely so good. There's like, yeah, they have it's just pure sugar. It's a dessert.
Diabetes on a plate. Is what
Yeah.
we're saying.
They actually serve pancakes in the shape of Wilford Brimley's face.
All right, stream. We're gonna take a 60-second commercial break, and then we'll be right back with the news segments.
Unless you're a subscriber.
Unless
in
you're a
which case
subscriber,
you can just
yeah.
hang out.
Then you're good to
Yeah.
go. You just
Oh no. Now I can't say racial slurs during the break because of subscribers. And ad
My
block.
life is ruined.
Ad block has fucked me again.
Those goddamn Jews.
Don't worry, it's January. We probably won't even put 2 ads up. So
I just want to. I'll have to revert to using slurs that have been sort of softened by time because nobody uses them anymore. Damn spades. And no, like
Real
nobody's
old-timey.
nobody's gonna be offended. Like, I don't fucking
Is
care.
Zipperhead still offensive?
Zipper, I think it is.
What's going on?
So.
Because that war was a long time ago, you know? Like, and people don't even remember it, so...
I think Zipperhead remains offensive just because of like what it came from. It's like the most horror. From what I heard, it came from. It was supposed to be about like the tire tread mark left over when you would run over somebody's head with a Jeep.
Oh. But that
Makes
can
it,
apply
like,
to
zipper.
anybody.
Well,
that's
that
true.
was the people being run over at the time.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have Jeeps. We did.
Is that how we won that war? We had Jeeps.
We lost that one.
All-terrain vehicles won this war.
We lost
But-
the Vietnam War. We backed out.
John, we were talking about. we
No,
were talking
Zipperhead was
about,
Korean.
Oh, that was Korean. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's Korea War. I know that because of that Clint Eastwood movie.
You
The
can't
really bad one.
you can't blame me for that. That's the war the world forgot, and I'm part of the world, so I forgot it.
Exactly.
Yeah, John, we were just talking about racial slurs that may or may not have been softened by time, so now they're usable. So,
Example: spades.
that was our example of spades.
These gosh darn spades.
Just to
I need
fill you
hearts. This is the worst hand of poker I've ever played.
in. So, first piece of news we're going to talk about is probably the biggest one over the last couple months, even this whole saga. But it has finally come to an end. THQ has been sold off in parts to various bidders. Yeah, no, do remove your hat because it kind of sucks actually.
Blows.
It's a lot of good games.
Hold on, wait.
There we go.
There you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Notch on this. I'm sorry. I know you hate it when everybody compared you to Notch.
I really wish I could wear this hat more often because I think I look good in it, but now I
Yeah, you
can't
do.
because everyone thinks I look like fucking Notch.
Well, are you
should
saying that
tweet
Notch
at
is not an
Notch.
attractive man? Because Notch, I think Notch is good looking.
No, it's just, you know.
Yeah, like you don't want to be compared.
If you
to
look like
somebody
Brad Pitt, do you really want people to keep telling you look like Brad Pitt your whole
Yes.
life? Oh.
Yes, because do you know how much pussy I would be drowning in? Brad
Nick,
Pitt's
do you have a
sexy
bear
man.
hat? Do you have a bear hat?
I do have a bear hat. It's back there. I can go get it.
I have a frog somewhere.
Everybody needs to wear animal hats.
I just have
I have to-
Domo.
I gave it to my
lurking.
brother for Christmas. I'd have to go steal it back from him.
Well, fuck him.
Seriously, fuck that guy.
I just have Domo lurking back here. That's all I got. Watching me masturbate, obviously.
No,
As
I-
Domos are wont to do.
Bear hats are necessary.
Mm-hmm.
2 bear hats and a fedora. We're doing well. Now Blacklight's leaving to get his bear hat. God damn it. For those listening to the audio, everyone just left to get hats. So that's what we're waiting on. So here's the Is that a head crab?
Yes. I had to get it in frame, so I'm slumped really low. It also doesn't like the... Oh, hold on. He's got postable arms. I'll have him grab onto the brim. There. Now he's secure.
Yeah, it's TF2 cosplay. That's what the podcast has turned into. So here's the tally, basically, from this sale. So the Company of Heroes and Warhammer 40k franchises were bought by Sega for $26.6 million.
Wow.
Sega, and that's actually kind of... The numbers are actually what surprised me on a lot
Really
of these.
low.
For those two, I mean, Company of Heroes sold really well, and Warhammer's kind of revered, but like I don't know that it sold, you know,
It doesn't really sell all that much.
millions of copies. But yeah, and so Sega bought those, and I can't even think of a game that Sega's done decently well on recently. But are they still living off Sonic? Or Sonic, excuse me.
Not really. I mean, Sonic's lost so much cred. Like, they've sort of sprung Sonic
Robot.
back into, like Sonic, not only did Sonic make it to all the consoles now, not only, like, they're starting to improve the quality of the franchise, but, like, they're mostly, I don't think he really has any credit anymore.
You sound great.
God damn it.
What?
Keep-
Wow.
Keep roboting, bro. Wally, yes. Ubisoft bought THQ Montreal for $2.5 million, and the license to South Park: The Stick of Truth for $3.26 million. That one is still up in the air though, and that South Park game is coming out no matter what. So if you
Yeah,
were
better.
waiting for that game, Viacom controls all the destiny of that, and they're just gonna that game is going to come out in whole with the team that worked on it, all that stuff. So that game, if you're waiting for that game, that game will be fine. Is that supposed to be an MMO or just a straight RPG?
It's just an RPG.
an
Similar to. They said they wanted to make Oblivion in South Park. That's what they wanted to do.
That's pretty awesome, actually.
Every reviewer I've read that played the beta build was their alpha build or whatever it was, compared it to like Paper Mario.
Oh, that's
So,
cool. Paper
Yeah,
Mario's awesome.
I'm like totally down with that. Art style already fits.
Yeah, it's true.
So that seems relatively cheap to me. Not that Company of Heroes and Warhammer 40k aren't necessarily worth $26.6 million, but South Park's pretty big. I mean,
They've never had a good game though,
that's
Yeah,
true.
and they
it's 'cause
haven't
it's
haven't made
it's-
one since like the PlayStation era. You know.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is
Yeah.
it's just unproven in the market now.
Yeah.
You haven't really had a good South Park game.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Like they tried to make the whole foray into games, and like they were all pretty bad. I think they sold relatively well, but like they were all bad games. And then I'm pretty sure I was reading an interview with Trey Parker and Matt Stone, and they were like when the game was first announced, and they were like, yeah, we didn't want to do video games anymore because they all blew. We actually play video games. We know what a decent video game looks like, and we we were just not going to do that anymore. So when they actually did make a video game, they were like, this has to be good. We need to actually put some goddamn effort into it, and that's why it's taking so long, because things keep happening to it. A combination of bad luck and just development hell, and them actually wanting to make sure they put out a good product. It's taken a while.
So look forward to your Uplay achievements on that game when it comes out.
Oh yeah.
Hell
Forgot
yeah.
about that.
I only do social gaming through Uplay, so.
Because you're a casual, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't game with anyone, so that's probably why. Take-Two has purchased the rights to the title Evolve, which was made by Turtle Rock Studios, for $10.894 million. I have heard no details on this game. It's still in development.
I was gonna say that one surprised me because I haven't really heard much about it. That seems like a lot of money to pay for something that no one really knows about.
Yeah, and I love the in the article the guest article that we published on Saturday, the runner-up bid for the game was Turtle Rock Studios, the creators, at a whopping $250,000.
Wow.
Take-Two may have overbid. I don't know.
It wasn't even like, oh no, we want to make sure we get this. It was more like, we want to make sure that those people know who their daddy is. Like, hey, oh, that's nice. You have $250,000. Oh, that's cute.
This isn't a church auction, okay? Video game properties, you asshole.
Big boys are playing here. Away with you.
We aren't buying a fucking couch here. We're buying an IP. All right. Put up your shut up, dicks. You shit all over him. And then Koch Media or Cook Media.
Cock.
This is the most important one to me personally. They are also known as Deep Silver. They're basically a distributor more than anything else. They did Dead Island, of course. Deep Silver purchased Volition, the whole studio, and Volition, of course, makes Saints Row.
Oh, is that where Brandon's going?
Yeah, I'm included in
Yeah.
that.
And the Red Faction series, which that's kind of in the shitter. But Saints Row, man.
Saints Row the Third was good.
Yeah, and
I don't give a shit about it, but it was good.
but
It's one of those games that nobody actually cares about, but they have fun playing it. Nobody was like, man, I can't wait for the new Saints Row. Nobody says that, but when it comes out, they're like, this is fun. I like
There's
this.
dildos
This is enjoyable.
down,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a relaxing game. It's like when you don't feel like doing anything, you just play that game and have fun and don't worry about whatever,
Yeah.
So,
Just fuck around.
It's what GTA 4 was to me. Like, just the most fun you're ever going to have, not giving a
Saints
shit
Row-
about anything.
Saints Row is like, I feel like GTA sort of had like, it's like that line between goofy and serious, and then like Sleeping Dogs branched off into the more serious genre of that, and then Saints Row just went the total opposite direction. It was like, hey, you want to dress your guy up like Abraham fucking Lincoln, like perfect replica of Abraham Lincoln with a Hispanic accent, beat people dead with a dildo bat? Do it. See if I give a shit.
We support you.
yeah, we support your lifestyle. So that was for $22.3 million, and that one's the most interesting because they purchased the whole studio, which is a good thing, and hopefully they don't just, as often happens in these acquisitions, they don't just buy Volition, can everybody, and then, get a new team.
The one I'm
it
most
doesn't happen.
interested in myself, actually, is Crytek buying Homefront. Because Crytek has always wanted, I think, to build...
They were developing Homefront 2 already.
Yeah, they've always wanted to compete with Battlefield somehow, and Homefront was fucking good. Homefront was really, really good. Just nobody played it, and I feel like they're gonna do something awesome with it because nobody cares about Crisis.
I
I
think
was still playing console when Homefront came out, but I remember it being like so revolutionary because it actually had dedicated servers on console, and it was the connections were amazing.
they also paid nothing for it in the grand
500 grand.
Yeah, 500 grand.
Yeah.
Tells you how much other people thought of the Homefront license. But the Deep Silver folks also bought the Metro franchise for $5.9 million. What does this mean for Last Light? Because I know a lot of people who follow us are interested in Last Light, and 2033 is amazing. It doesn't mean a whole lot because that game is pretty much done, according to most sources, and this will basically just means that they will be getting paid when it comes out. So the game will not change. You can, if you're a fan of Metro, you can rest easy as far as that goes. There probably won't be any sort of crazy changes done to that or the teams behind them. But yeah, Crytek, I'm guessing Homefront 2 might be free to play, given what Crytek has been saying for a while.
That's what I was thinking.
Because they're done with EA after Crysis 3. They're their own studio after that. And they said they wanted to go free to play, so it's very possible. Hopefully
got that Warface game coming out, which will be the first free to play. It's really fun too. It's really fucking fun.
Yeah, I signed up for the closed.
It's got the best name in gaming.
It does have the best name. You were playing the Russian version of that.
I was, which didn't really matter because
yeah,
you can get it translated.
Yeah,
like there's like a little patch and then everything's translated for you.
So I guess the U.S. open or closed beta for Warface just opened or is opening in the next couple weeks. So if you signed up for that, which I did, you may see an email soon. But the worst thing to come out, besides just THQ being gutted and taken apart, which just sucks, the worst thing about all this, to me, as a fan of Darksiders, is Vigil Games was not picked up by anyone and will most likely close. So there was probably going to be a Darksiders 3 and 4. That seemed to be what the plan was, to do all 4 Horsemen. But looks like, I mean, the IP is still going to be there. It's not like someone can just pick it up and run with it. The guys who own Vigil will still own it, but it's just...
They'll find funding for another studio.
I hope
was gonna
so.
say, we could see that as a Kickstarter or something.
Kickstart that shit.
Because Darksiders 2 is damn good, and Darksiders 1 was pretty good, but 2 is really good. They really evolved the game in 2. So, hey, there were no bids, man. Go ahead and throw a couple bucks on Vigil.
I was gonna say, we could throw in a bid for them. We make our own game.
Yeah.
I'll give you $400.
There's what your subscriber money goes to. We're gonna buy Vigil games.
That's all I have in my PayPal. Take it. Okay, good. Now make me video games.
What do you mean you can't pay us? Well, we just bought the studio. We weren't gonna.
I didn't buy the employees. I just wanted the studio.
So that was kind of the biggest news, is that kind of came to an end this week. For a few
There's also
franchises.
a bunch of games that weren't sold yet. One of the big ones was Homeworld, which is like for PC gamers, is like a staple of PC gaming. Some guy who runs a tech company wants to buy it and not only produce the third game in the series, he also is working on a mobile version of Homeworld 1, I believe. It actually looks pretty cool. But yeah, because I started playing Homeworld 2 again recently, and it's really fucking good.
Man. But it just sucks, clearly from a bunch of mismanagement too. From what I've been reading and hearing, it wasn't because of UDraw, although UDraw certainly didn't help. For those of you who don't know, THQ made a hardware thing right before tablets came out, basically, called the UDraw. And it didn't sell anything at all, and they put millions of dollars in R&D into this thing. It was just a drawing tablet. That's all it was.
Mm-hmm.
And it
dang ass Mario Paint, dude.
So it it didn't kill them, but there were certainly a lot more missteps than that to kill a company that made that many games and owned that many studios, just basically in the shitter. So
yeah, you would have thought with that stable of games they could have floated themselves. I mean, they have a lot of good games that sold real well.
Yeah,
Darksiders did pretty well, didn't it?
Darksiders did really well. It was ported to the PC, but I'm sure it sold pretty decently on console. And then it's been a sale staple for a few years. But Darksiders 2 is really good, and that just came out. Well, not just now, but like 6 months ago. I mean, it hasn't, it's not an old game. But sucks. A lot of people looking for jobs, I'm sure, after that one. So, but
they should have just chilled out and rebranded themselves as THC.
Yeah, I would have bought it all.
Sean would have bought everything. right away.
Even if nobody bid, they'd be like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Got no stress.
Well, I guess someone in chat is saying Platinum Games, who I actually don't know what they make, but they're interested in buying Darksiders. So there you go.
I feel like I've heard that before.
So, up next, we talked about SimCity a little bit in the intro because Brandon got to play it. When the beta came out, and they also gave a lot of media, like 6 hours of hands-on access, people were noticing, and they came out and said that the size of the cities is really restricted, which to me, actually, that sucks. They said it's restricted basically to medium-sized cities from the old SimCities, which medium wasn't that big, really. You could really sprawl out and take over a whole map, basically, with your city. But this time they're very limited in the size, and they said that's because they want to make the game playable on basically crappier computers. But they said that in the future, they came out and clarified this. They said that in the future they would maybe put a setting in to where, you have a really high-end rig. You can set it so that the size can be larger.
Yeah, weren't like map sizes already a thing in like every SimCity?
Yeah, like the maps, the maps were limited in old SimCities, but you could cover the whole map.
Yeah.
But these are apparently much smaller, and the PC Gamer guys at least were kind of like, well, this you fill it up really fast. They said. So, I mean, it's SimCity. It's supposed to take you much like Civ. A game of SimCity can take months, or should if you're developing it right. But I don't know. I hope they patch that in. They're obviously taking feedback from this beta. Hopefully they patch it in. It's made it to the media. It wouldn't be that hard, I don't think. You just, check a box, or maybe it checks your system specs, one or the other.
Yeah, I feel like it's I feel like it's maybe a little bit of a cop out to say that you want it to run on lower spec rigs, so you kind of hurt the game, kind of hurt the game's complexity for those people that do have computers that handle it, because it's a PC game. I mean, you're going to have people that have computers that can run it. I don't know what the actual size restriction is, but I'm assuming it's not the one in the 1 hour tutorial, which was just ridiculously small. But it seems that's what SimCity's about, is growing your city bigger and bigger. And given how powerful computers are now, I don't really know that this is a restriction that you need. I feel like with EA, you should be able to come up with something intuitive to say, oh, hey, your computer can run a bigger city. You can make a bigger city.
Yeah, it's definitely a cop-out.
I think it'll get put in. I really do.
I bet it doesn't. I bet it's DLC.
I'll fucking buy that DLC.
It doesn't matter to me. I usually build a city for 30 minutes and use cheats to summon Godzilla.
Blow it the fuck up.
This has bored me.
Interesting point in chat, though, that is the fact that there will be regions now in the game, and you could build a second city right next to it and have them work together. It's more complicated, but yeah, it's true.
I can kind of see that. I don't know. I'm looking at this PC Gamer article, and if this is the actual restriction, which looks like the tutorial, that's disappointing. But I'm not. I mean,
yeah, I couldn't tell from their screenshots if that's how big. If that's the thing, then that is really terrible. But
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're going to get a lot of negative feedback if that's actually how it launches. So
yeah,
we'll see. Like I said, the tech is really cool, but if Glassbox is too system intensive to make a decent sized city where you have to limit people to these really small cities, I mean that's a pretty heavy trade off that I think a lot of people are going to be upset about when they're like, oh, this is my first city and I have to stay within these white lines. That's okay. But then once they're veterans, it's like, oh, I still can't go outside these little white lines, and I can't build up my city like I want to.
Yeah.
TLDR, Animal Crossing ripoff.
Animal Crossing. So hopefully they change that, because the game looks really, 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 really good. From everything I'm hearing, and
I'm considering
reading.
buying an EA game on day one, so that's how good it is.
That tells you a lot. Brandon is very hateful.
And it's on Origin. I mean, good God.
This might
Also-
be when I finally bite the bullet. I've managed to avoid it this far.
Also, the best thing, just to tack on about EA's competence here, the SimCity beta launcher on Origin downloaded real fast, and I was like, oh, I guess the beta's not really that big. No, when you click play, it opens the SimCity launcher, which then actually downloads the game.
I hate it when
So it's like let's not bother updating the game and using Origin for like its real purpose, which is to keep your games updated. This is a first-party title that I have to open. It's like a free-to-play game on Steam where you open their own launcher and then it updates. It's like I just don't.
That's hard. Well, hopefully that's just a beta thing.
I don't know.
But no, yeah,
don't know.
that's why I said hopefully. Probably, hopefully.
It's just it. I mean, that's why I'm saying it. It means a lot when I say I'm still considering buying it on day one, and it has just idiocy like that.
So hopefully they get some of the wrinkles worked out. Because again, quite excited for this game. But next up, we're going to talk a little console. The Xbox 720, and actually these were leaked, and I couldn't find another article. But basically, most reputable sites are actually taking these as pretty much how the Xbox. Well, I don't even know. We don't even know if it's actually going to be called the 720, but Xbox 720, what the specs will be for it. And as with last gen, it's going to be a couple years behind where PCs are at. But it's going to have an 8-core AMD 64-bit CPU. And it'll have a DirectX 11 point, and so on from there. I think 11.1 is out on Windows 8 right now. If it's not out, it will be soon. 8 gigs of RAM. Xbox 420 would be chill. Thank you, chat.
I guess you haven't noticed I actually changed it to Xbox 420 in the document like a minute ago.
So it's gonna have 8 gigs of RAM, HDMI
No exclusives.
1.4a. What?
Blu-ray player.
Halo and Gears
Yeah.
of War. That's it.
Blu-ray player, which basically gives no tech advantage either way. Then it will come with a hard drive. I doubt there'll be a hard drive-less version in this generation. That would be retarded. Gigabyte Ethernet, Wi-Fi, and Wi-Fi Direct. So it'll have Wi-Fi built in, which is actually really nice for a console because not everybody has network cable lying around their TV.
Took them freaking long enough. Even the Wii had that shit.
I know. It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
But to me, we are a PC gaming podcast, obviously, but I think all of us have consoles except Brandon. And
He has a
John.
PS3.
Casual.
Oh, you have PS3. Well, he has a Blu-ray.
PS3.
I
Had
have
a
a
PS3.
Wii. No,
I
it
have a
died.
Wii.
I don't have that anymore. It's sitting on my floor, not working.
Well, maybe you should take it off your floor and it'll work. It's console
Feeling
use.
disrespected.
I'm a hardcore gamer, so I have the Wii.
But to me, now these leaked, but I really feel like, and really between PS3 and Xbox, there wasn't any true sort of tech advantage to either console, really, when it came down to it. But what these have to do now, it's a whole different world than it was, 7-8 years ago whenever the 360 and PS3 launched. The days, I feel, of, and a lot of this has to do with PC gaming and what it has done as far as sales. Now, you can hop on Steam, for a sale, spend $130, get, 40 games. Unless there's a way to digitally distribute on both consoles, and it works really, really well, I just don't know if it's going to be worth your $500 at launch, or whatever it's going to cost. I would assume probably $500.
I don't really know if I agree with that, because even though I totally agree that digital download is the better option these days, because like how are you going to argue with just clicking a thing and then having it like maximum an hour later, depending on how big the game is and how long it takes you to download it? How can you argue with that? But that's something that we have and are used to as PC gamers, and we're like, how can you even live with that at this point, because we're so accustomed to it? But console gamers aren't really like that. People who don't have PCs that can run video games and stuff, they're still used to going to brick and mortar stores and shit. So I don't think it's like I don't think brick and mortar is about to die. I don't think you absolutely need a good digital distribution service, but I think they're going to try to start moving towards that. I think it would be idiots not to, because they have to try to cut GameStop out, because
they want to cut GameStop.
They're killing them with used sales and stuff, where they're not making any money off of that. So
have you did you hear what the Sony folks are doing or want to do with discs? They want to put a radio chip, an RFID chip in discs, and then that disc will only play on your PlayStation 4. So
that's so retarded.
They patented that, right? But I don't know that they are actually actively doing that.
They might move that forward, man.
They would have to
batshit insane.
Morons.
Because the age of bringing games over to your friend's house to play with them is just over.
Yeah, like why would you not just Why would you not just do digital distribution? Because it has the same effect, but you can't. You don't get all the negative PR that comes with that.
I don't have a PS3. I have an Xbox, but I've heard the PlayStation Store is actually really nice.
It's okay.
Like,
actually,
it works pretty well.
PlayStation Plus is a better
service than Xbox Live.
Way better
Live.
Yeah, I agree. Well, the voice chat and stuff, the connection quality isn't quite as good, but overall, like what they give you, I mean, there's no ads. Xbox, even if you have to pay for it, and you still get ads.
Yeah,
you get bombarded with ads. And they don't give you shit for free. PlayStation now, PSN Plus just bombards you with free shit, and can. There's plenty of full titles to download and stuff, like full current titles. But they take forever.
Netflix is better on PS3 as well too. I noticed. I did a comparison. Netflix is a lot better. Like the quality video,
the interface and the quality are both way better. Actually, the store interface they just updated on PlayStation Network, it's awful. If you leave the store running for I left the store running for 20 minutes because I went to do something. I was browsing for the new free games that were out. I came back, my console couldn't even handle going to the next menu. I hit right to go to the next thing, and it took literally a minute. And it was oh right, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't bring up the home menu I had to hard reset my console.
The thing that surprises me a little bit about these specs, because I don't know if these specs had already been rumored, but you have an 8-core processor and then 8 gigs of RAM.
We knew it would be AMD, as far as we knew it was going to be all AMD based for the Xbox.
Right. I'm surprised that they're putting 8 gigs of RAM in, because that's actually a respectable amount of RAM for a PC. And the other specs are obviously lower, quite a bit lower than your high-end PCs these days, but the RAM amount is actually not bad. So it's
what do the consoles have now? 512, 256?
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, 512.
Really
yeah.
Well, I figure the RAM has to be a thing because of all this. Well, Twitch integration is definitely a thing that's happening. I mean, with games, and more RAM actually will help.
I'm
amazed that Blops 2 does what it does on a console, that it can actually stream from an Xbox while you are playing. That is impressive to me. However they coded that. Yeah. So, but I don't know. I don't know that it'll. I just really feel that the hardware doesn't matter anymore, and I don't think it matters between PC and that whether the hardware is older anymore. I think it's all more about how you get games and how much they cost anymore. For me, anyway.
And obviously the controller preference and keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, but I
use
a controller on a ton of games on PC.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's true.
DMC with a keyboard? You gotta be kidding me.
Exactly. What did I try playing with a keyboard and mouse? It was Jet Set Radio. Horrible. That with a keyboard.
Except for the spray painting stuff.
The spray painting
is pretty cool.
It was impossible. Everything sucked about it. I could have rebounded the controls, but default, the spray key was E or something. You can't use the mouse at all. It's all keyboard. It's so poorly ported. It's hilarious. It's the only thing the mouse controls is the camera. The buttons literally do nothing.
So what were you gonna say, Brandon? Sorry.
The only thing hurting console gaming at this point is the fact that it's taking so long for these consoles to come out. Because I think in the meantime, a lot of people are looking at PCs because they're seeing that it's more affordable now.
Or tablets even for casual gamers.
Right, that's the thing is hardcore gamers, PC gaming is becoming more affordable. Casual gamers, you have a lot more options with, tablets and phones being able to, to play casual type games. And the console is kind of like somewhere in the middle. It's like you're not super hardcore competitive gamers, but people that like playing games.
But you got bro swag.
Well, sure, there is that. You're gonna have that. You got that market either way. But
They're kind of suffering from like jack of all trades syndrome right now. I agree.
I think that there are people want something new, and given how old the current consoles are, I think every day that they don't come out, more people are either buying a tablet and playing on that, or looking into PC gaming because they see Steam sales and they see how cheap it is. That's why I think the Steam box could be super interesting because of the timing of everything.
Yeah, the timing is critical in this. I know I will still be looking into one of these consoles simply because the NHL series will still not be out on PC ever in the future. So
That's heartbreaking, man.
You know what they need to do? Steam
that's
box.
the only game I play on the Xbox.
No, even if Steam box ends up being a total piece of shit, I'm not saying it will be, but like just say hypothetically it was. All they need to do, bundle Half-Life 3 with it and delay Half-Life 3 otherwise free launch for like a month.
Yeah,
Instant bestseller. Like, they're just done. All the money in the universe.
So we'll see where they go. E3, I'm sure, if we don't hear before then, but E3 for sure will be a massive blowout for these. But I'm sure a lot of people are predicting there will be information spilled around GDC, which I think is the same weekend as PAX East. Which is why scumbag Garrison won't be there probably. What a dick.
Really?
Yep.
He throws really good.
Yeah, I don't know which one I'm doing. I might see if I can stay in town for GDC, to be honest, because it's in San Fran.
That seems like an oversight on the two management.
Yeah, why not make them like
companies doing that?
Weeks apart,
Pretty huge, actually.
But so we'll see. But GDC could bring out stuff because it's all developers, so they need to kind of know what they're developing for. So there might be a good amount of info then. So on to some quick hits here, very quick hits. 3 announcements of games either going into open betas or for beta signups. Elder Scrolls Online, the beta signups went live this week, so definitely go check that out. It's signup.elderscrolls.com, something like that.
Yep,
So
I'll do that now.
yeah, definitely go sign up for that. It actually rates your chances of getting in, which I've never seen a beta do before, because it asks you other MMOs you played and all that kind of stuff. And 2 more announcements of games this week. Smite, which most of you had anyway, probably. Smite went open beta Thursday, I believe, and Path of Exile, which is an awesome game, especially for those of you who became disenfranchised with Diablo 3. Path of Exile went open beta on Wednesday, so both of those games are available. And in the final quick hit here, Dead Space 3 Visceral Games just announced that for the PC version, it'll just be a straight port, no options whatsoever, pretty much.
What assholes.
Just no effort at all. So, so if you're looking forward to ruining Dead Space by playing it co-op anyway, you could ruin it some more with it being a straight port for PC.
Also, microtransactions in Dead Space 3.
What the fuck is up with that?
What are you fucking doing? Are you kidding me?
And that'll be for all systems. That's not a
microtransactions in a non-free-to-play game. Yeah, sure, dude. Let me buy your game for $60
You know what they
and then
do?
buy a box of bullets for $350.
Yeah, no.
Because
What they
there's no
are
bullets in the game.
essentially. I was talking with Sage on Twitter. Essentially, what it is what cheat codes did in Doom 2 is essentially what the microtransactions were. So if you're really close to an upgrade, like before a boss, but you don't have enough of like whatever the currency in game is to upgrade, you can like spend $5 and get what you need. Like before the
let's
boss.
take away the challenge out of the game. It's great.
Absolutely. Oh my god. It's not even a good game.
Oh man, auto-tune. Now he's auto-tune robot. He's so mad, dude.
I'm so mad at Robot Voice.
Yeah.
Dead Space is not a good franchise. Like, okay, it's a decent action game, but it's am I still roboting?
Yeah. I don't know what's happening. You're fine for like minutes on end, and then boom.
This is bullshit. This is bullshit, EA. Sade.
So
Sade.
that worked really well, actually. So
The last thing I was gonna add one thing to the quick hits is in tribes now, Tribes Ascend, every unlockable is now half price, half the price it was before. So I don't know if they're maybe looking to revitalize or kind of reboot Tribes, but I mean, slashing everything in half price is a pretty big deal. And I got an email from Todd Harris with that and the Smite thing, and he said the next Tribes update will be a big one. So I don't know what that means, but exclusive information.
Rip Trobes. But now we're gonna move on to our rant/roundtable, and who better to talk about than Ralph Nader, getting our Jackass of the Week award, which isn't an award. I just made that up.
It's an award specifically made for
Yeah,
him for this
specifically
1 week.
made. And I'm really sad that I have to be on this podcast right now with 4 other child molesters, but it's something we got to do. Because we all hang out with child molesters constantly. I mean, Diction posts child molestation videos all the time. It's crazy.
Every video.
I know. It's
Your
Man.
number one source for
Catching
child
up on
molestation
little
on
kids.
YouTube.
Yeah. So basically,
Number
he
one
called-
source of kitty porn on YouTube.
Yeah.
Number
Right
one
there for
source.
you,
I'm your
Ralph.
number one source for diddling tips and tricks.
So what did Ralph Nader called violent video games electronic child molesters? For like, we're not making that up.
That's
That
an actual thing.
That
he
sounds like
said.
something a senile old man would say in like his last dying days. Just like, you and your fucking kids are just electronic child molesters.
But
I think you might misunderstand how the Kinect works.
I love it. Yeah, it doesn't touch you. It doesn't. You don't touch anything.
You said they're like watching commercials. He's like, "Well, that's just downright pornographic." That was more George Bush. But whatever.
So,
I don't know how Nader sounds.
I love the PC Gamer. That is the PC Gamer title of the article. Ralph Nader calls violent video games electronic child molesters. Seriously.
like with no hint of irony in his voice, even though that would making a joke about that would be
Seriously, that quote could have been in an Onion article, and I would
No,
have believed
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's totally the Onion. So I'm sorry that everyone in this chat gets molested on the reg, but it's just, I mean, it's a rampant plague on our youth today. David Vonderhaar touched me numerous places. I don't even know where to start, Ralph. I don't even know where to start.
I don't even know, like, what kind of political points are you trying to gain making such a ridiculous statement? I feel like who wants to side themselves with the guy who thinks video games are like in any way related to child molestation? It's not even good political
Picture a
commentary.
Black
Like, who are
Ops
you
disc
trying-
just like huddling around a bush near
Maybe
my-
somehow found
watching
his
me
way
pee.
to that mod we were talking about earlier with Diction.
Yeah, into
The, like
Grezzo.
super offensive one.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't know. Maybe he got his hand on some bad Japanese shit. I don't know. They're all about fucking teenagers with squids over there.
Yep, that's true.
God, that was
Hentai.
offensive. I'm sorry, Japan, all of you, the country,
Every Japanese person ever.
all the Japaneses.
Sorry about that.
Well, that makes us molesters by proxy. God damn it.
I mean, you have
Probably saw
hyperbole, and then you have this. I don't even know what this is. That's not hyperbole.
Maybe
It's just a weird thing to say.
maybe he saw some current gen for, and okay, that would be fair.
He is
You
a
saw-
member
you
of the
saw
Green Party. Maybe he smoked too many marijuanas.
Yeah.
Maybe he saw some concept art for like the next Final Fantasy. That would be androgynous teenagers all wrapped up in belts and shit. He probably thought it was like a fetish porn or something. What the hell's wrong with that guy's hair? It's all spiky. Is that a motorcycle sword? I don't. This has got to be pornographic.
You probably saw the opening scene to Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
Like this is porno. This is he's molesting my child right here with his
That is
penis.
a pizza crust in
all
front
the
of
flying
his penis.
objects in front of his dick.
His dick is a bat. Now it's a pizza crust. This is ridiculous.
What is this transforming dick? Michael Bay create this?
So yeah, this is the world we're moving into when we're doing more research on video game violence. Ralph Nader calling us molesters. All right, guys, we're gonna take a quick 60-second commercial break, and then we'll be back with your Twitter questions. If you feel like getting a late one in now, you might be able to tweet at KBMOD Gaming.
60 seconds is all you need to diddle a child.
The word diddle is just so... What a fucking terrible word.
Diddler.
He's a diddler.
Sir, son, you've been diddled.
Yeah, what does that make Steam? Like a dealer of hardcore... Like,
Steam is basically a child pornography ring.
Gaben just leading us all down the... Linus Diddle Tips. God damn it. Use the word.
Diddle me tingers.
Diddle me tingers, fodder. Yes. Diddle me tingers.
He probably like saw some video about somebody like making the argument that like it's good for hand-eye coordination. And, like, yeah, I've got such supple fingers, and he's like, ugh.
That's too feely. Too feely.
Well, that boy's probably imagining a little boy's butt cheeks.
There's nothing else it could be.
I've seen those finger motions before, and it's never been pretty.
Damn you, Von der Haar. The PS Move is very dildo-ish.
That's true. It actually does look like a sex toy.
True. It does look like a sex toy.
I mean, I don't know anybody who looks at a sex toy and immediately thinks this must be used on children exclusively, but I mean, politicians.
You never know. All right. So Mr. Wicked Rhyme, he's going to pose a question to all of us here. You come home to find Incredible Orb naked on your bed, covered in baby oil and Swedish fish. How do you respond?
Hey man, you want to go to IKEA?
That's just the first response?
Yeah, well, since he's covered in baby oil, I would actually take some time to set up a body slide to IKEA, like a slip and slide, and then I would ride the naked orb on the slip and slide. It's already greased up to IKEA, which is pretty far from me. So on the way, I could snack on the Swedish fish.
There you go. Ride the naked orb to freedom
On a slip and slide.
on a slip and slide.
The freedom of IKEA, where we could get some in-store IKEA Swedish meatballs.
They have a fantastic ribs sandwich there.
I ate lunch there on Saturday.
Every time I go to IKEA, it's like, do you want to go to IKEA? And then we're going, I'm like, you want to get lunch?
Is there a way to go to the dinner and lunch area or the breakfast area? Okay, you don't have to walk through the whole store to get there.
Yeah,
You just make a left. Make a left at the top of the escalator, right in Emeryville.
Is that every IKEA?
Absolutely.
If I go in there and there's one on the right, I'm gonna shit in your life.
Holy shit, you do take a left off the escalator at Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck? IKEA, you crafty Swedes. I see what you're doing. Channeling me into your meatball heaven every time I walk in.
Streamlined across the entire...
Everything in the store secretly leads to meatballs. Yeah, Tim lives near Pittsburgh. My mind is blown. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Orb's probably covered in hundreds, too. You're riding them down there. Next question comes...
I would also, one last thing on Orb, I'd also quickly apologize for not running Orbital VSAT.
Yes, and not holding tags.
Yeah.
Going, obviously. Dude. Wow. Max, you gotta fix that. Next question comes from @GiantFrogTestes. Never before did I think giant amphibian genitalia would tweet us a question, but they have. If everyone on the podcast was a League of Legends character, who would they be and what skin would they have? It's unfortunate that Scott isn't here.
Fucking League of Legends characters.
Yeah, that game sucks. Come on.
I'd be
dude.
Twisted Fate because he also has a sweet hat. His is a bit sweeter than mine. He can rock that wide-ass brim shit. I got a tiny little brim. This is a Trilby. I don't know skins.
Diction doesn't MOBA. Well, except Smite.
Fuck MOBAs.
I'd be Armor of the 5th Age Tarek.
A what?
I'd be Tarek. I think it's the Armor of the 5th Age skin.
Oh, is that the one that's just like Paladin tier 5 from WoW?
No.
Paladin
Fuck
tier
is this
5.
nerd talk? What is this nerd talk?
He has a skin that
nerds.
looks like Paladin tier 5.
Here. It's Armor of the 5th Age Tarek.
Dear God, what a link.
Yeah, that's like tier 5 from World of Warcraft. I think that's what the name is a reference to. 5th Age, tier 5.
I only picture John in Cenarian, no matter what game he's in.
That looks like
yeah.
that looks like a character from like a Yes album.
It does look like a character from a Yes album.
It's
That
like
is
something they
Paladin
would
tier
sing
5.
about, you know.
I like the Uggs.
I only
No, I
picture
only-
John, in Cenarian, and I only picture Brandon in Bloodfang.
Only Cenarian Spalders,
That's it.
though. I'd have
Only
Storm
Cenarian
Rage, everything
Spalders.
else, and the
Yeah.
Storm Rage helm with Cenarian Spalders.
We are
Though I
nerding
never-
out right now.
Though I never really wore the Cenarian Spalders, I always wore Wild Growth. More plus healing, higher rejuve ticks.
Didn't Wild Growth have the same graphic as Cenarian?
No, Wild Growth were really stupid looking, but I was the only person in the world with more plus healing than Animangle. Fucking guy.
This
He's
is
all
World
about
of Warcraft for everyone completely confused right now.
Fucking
I'm trying to
Animangle.
think. I don't know who. I always see John playing Sona, and so now I just think of John as Sona in League.
You can see that.
Is Sona a hot chick?
You
yeah.
did it.
She's a mute
Nice.
chick. Her lore says she's mute, so I would like it if you just shut your fucking mouth.
I would hit John too. I would hit her and John at the same time, given the opportunity. We could Eiffel Tower Sona. It would be
I think
good.
Diction would have to be Annie's bear, Tibbers.
Tibbers.
Yeah.
Who would be Annie then? I could be Annie.
You could
Obviously,
be
I'm
Annie.
about
Actually,
to-
yeah,
I'll
you
be
make a
Annie,
good Annie.
and lead
Yeah, you guys
Diction
are about
around.
the same height.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
And
he's
you look
like,
great in pigtails. I photoshopped you in that.
You did Photoshop me in pigtails and a dress. That's
Twice.
True. Diction would
Diction,
be
yeah,
Volibear.
Diction could be Volibear. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Well, okay.
What's
I don't think there's a
Volibear? I gotta look
raccoon
up
character,
Volibear.
so
Do I have
fuck
to
that game.
play though? Can I just like go play Call of Duty instead?
Yes.
As
as a
Volibear?
bear.
Yeah.
Volibear is a bear wearing a helmet. So
It's
Oh,
like a
like-
battle bear.
I tried the Quizco with that guy. I got these big ass paws. This is bullshit. I fried my computer with my lightning claws.
So this next question, actually, Diction has answered our Twitter questions before. I totally forgot about that. On the
What?
On
on
the
the
driving.
driving Mr. Diction episode.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
And then Alex died.
And then Alex
And then-
died.
yeah.
And then our
Well, I
YouTube
mean, he's
channel
Canadian,
died.
so
Yeah. So he's not really dead as much as he's Canadian.
it's just
Um,
French Canadian, which is even the worst kind of Canadian.
So at Mike's, I still don't know. He's asked us so many questions, and I still
Mike's
don't know.
Stilly, TGN.
Yeah, so that will be his name from now on. If you had to have your hands and feet stuck in a jar of something, what would the jars contain?
Are we talking like all four in one big ass jar so you have to like hop around? Or are we
Awkward.
talking like one on each?
Well, see, you have to factor in that he did not say you must permanently be in this jar or that the jar cannot be broken, which in that case I would be in a jar full of $1,000 bills.
That's a good.
And you got fucked.
That's a
You could
good
say
idea.
stuck though. How literally are we taking stuck?
Yeah,
If you're stuck, you can break your way out.
What if it's unbreakable? What if the jar is unbreakable, and you're just
So,
stuck?
Then I
so
would-
you can see all the money.
I guess
but you
honestly, it
can't
wouldn't
do
matter
anything.
what it is because I'm stuck with it. So it's like I'd have to get
Oh,
used to it eventually.
It matters.
I
Would
mean,
you rather
what would
have
be
like,
really
be like
awesome to
or
be
A jar
stuck
full
in?
of girl gamers. You just have to get used to it. Girl gamer, just get used to it.
Can it be the inside? Can it be like the underneath area of Christina Hendricks' boobs? Just
Ooh.
that? Maybe her asshole. Can my feet be in her asshole?
Yes.
My hands
No,
are,
yes. Yeah, your
up
feet.
her breasts.
Yeah. No, that's a thing that can happen. If you
All right.
want. Yeah.
How did you get two of her asshole?
You split the asshole in half.
Yikes! I I really don't.
I would like to have
You
my hands.
seen it? It's big enough. Oh, it's big enough.
Or Kate Upton, rather. Kate Upton's boobs. Those would be nice to have in a jar.
God,
Great.
what?
Kate Upton? Nobody?
No.
Anyone?
I understand that Kate Upton is an attractive young woman, but we're talking about putting her body parts in jars, and that's where things got a little saw.
Just saying.
Maybe
man,
Ralph
your
Nader
hand.
was right. I don't know.
I would say honey. And then I would run around the woods. I would hop around the woods and like, I would do all four and I hop around the woods, like jumping around in the woods and attract
That's
a bunch
all
of
that
animals.
matters.
And then hop into a supermarket with an army of like bears and shit following me. It'd be like, somebody fucking help me. And then it would just be hilarity because I got honey all over me. Bears are trying to eat me. And there's bears running in the supermarket. Where the fuck bears come from? Why is there a guy with all four of his limbs in a jar of honey? This is bullshit. I just wanted to buy some turkey bacon.
Just wanted to buy some turkey bacon. So we can't get out of this job. I mean, Diction has the right idea here, I must say. To cut up Christina Hendricks into pieces. And then just get...
I never said I would be implicit in like how she gets separated into these jars. It's just I wake up one day like, huh? Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, he never said there couldn't be that like the laws of reality had to apply to this.
That's
You
true.
could easily
That's true.
duplicate any celebrity whose asshole you wanted inside the jar.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I just love the visual image of us walking around with jars on all our limbs, filled potentially with genitalia.
I'm looking at all the different ways you can be stuck in a jar. That's why he added like the S in parentheses at the end. You could really, you could have 2 jars, like one for each. You could have 4. You could have one big ass one. So many good possibilities.
That's a good question. That's a good question, people. There you go. All right, the next question is from Josh MJ Bryan. If you had to have one Disney song stuck in your head forever, what song would it be?
I wanna know.
The
Can you
circle
show me? I don't know any of the other words to that song, but
The
I would
circle
learn
of
it because
life.
it'd be stuck in my head.
My mom, the whole time I was a kid growing up, she told me they said, Pennsylvania at the beginning of the circle of life.
That's
just
why we
not
moved
true.
here, son.
That's why we moved here.
Because the Lions deem it beautiful.
It's the answer is not Hakuna Matata. That's basically the main answer here.
That's the anti-answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the Be a Man, Let's Get Down to Business, whatever it's called, is a solid choice though. The whole Tarzan soundtrack, definitely good pick.
That song from Mulan that Nick Fenton always sings.
Yeah, man.
Yes, that one.
I just said that.
Fabulous, he Ali above.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
one,
that's
John.
a solid choice.
That's a solid
Quick,
choice.
show some respect down on one knee.
Aladdin had some amazing
the
songs.
genie-
Chase the galloping hordes.
The
As long as it
genie
wasn't
song.
like one of the sappy ass ones from Aladdin. Aladdin had some baller ass like, you ain't never had a friend like me. Like some good shit. That's catchy as shit. I would do that one.
What about the genie song? Yeah. The genie song, yeah. That's my choice, actually. The Robin Williams genie song. There you go. Top choice.
Your friends do this. I wish I knew the words. I would love to sing it right now.
You Got a Friend in Me. It's a good song. It's a solid choice.
I don't know. I wouldn't want it stuck in my head.
Tron is a Disney movie, and Daft Punk in my head forever sounds pretty decent.
Oh wow, does that actually qualify?
Yeah, that qualifies.
Yeah, it's technically.
That's the easy answer for me.
I think Under the Sea wouldn't be a terrible choice either because I think I have Under the Sea stuck in my head 50% of my life anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, anytime I see a body of water, I'm just like, God damn it, Sebastian, get out of here.
Fucking
Get out of my head.
Oh my goodness. Gosh, our Twitter questions.
The entire Stuart Little soundtrack from chat.
Who the hell remembers anything from Stuart Little?
Michael J. Fox.
I think like all of us were teenagers when that shit came out.
Well,
No, maybe it's older than that. I don't remember.
that's a topical question. I feel like I should add this question. This is a very topical question we got. At Chores asks if you could choose any game to diddle your child, what game would it be?
Katamari Damacy.
Perfect.
Katamari Damacy?
Pretty clearly that.
I call it
Grotzo
Damacy.
game.
Don't worry, do your
That's a really good game.
Na, 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 na. That song for that part of the freaking theme song would be perfect for diddling.
Octodad. That's a good choice.
Oh man, that is a Japanese subscriber right there.
Amnesia: The Dark Descent into Your Pooper. It's like such an obvious joke, but it is funny.
No Mercy, Shadow of the Colossus.
Bayonetta.
That's some MILF shit right there. It's like
At
This
least
is that
that's
episode
like,
of South Park where like Ike's having an affair with his teacher, and like rather than anybody be like, "Oh my god, that's so terrible," everybody's like, "Nice."
nice.
Like when it's an old man and a little girl, it's like fucking horrible. And as soon as it's like a young boy and his teacher, everybody's like, "Sweet, that kid's fucking got it made." It's just like weird ass double standard.
Amnesia, machine for diddling.
Lollipop Chainsaw, also an excellent choice for this. Actually, that might be the best choice. God of War between our genitals. What?
Yeah, Barkley, shut up and jam.
Barkley,
Here's the
shut
answer.
up and jam. Let Charles Barkley touch your child. That's. Are you willing to do that? Shaq Fu. Oh. Super Smash Brothers. There's so many bad ones. You can smash your bros while you smash your bros.
FTL, faster than little boys.
Wow.
Well, they tried to get away, but I was faster.
I feel like we're
There's a
playing
whole
right
new
into
meaning
Ralph
to the
Nader's
term
hands.
roguelike.
Yeah. Binding of Isaac touches areas in this that. What did I just say? Touches areas in this? God, that
Yeah, nice.
just double.
Nice.
That was Binding of Isaac, man. That's you don't want that anywhere near your kids.
No, that's too dark.
That's
Nope.
way too dark. That's the darkest thing anyone has said yet.
Diddle May Cry.
Diddle May Cry. Michael Jackson's Moonwalker. Well, that's self-explanatory.
That game probably did diddle somebody already on its own volition.
5 kids will diddle during the making of this video game.
No
Diddle.
animals were harmed, though, but some
No,
children were
of
diddled.
course not. They're all happy in the zoo.
All right, guys. That is it, it appears, for this edition of the KBMOD podcast, episode 77. Thank you so much for Eat My Addiction, for coming out, hanging out with us
Thanks,
tonight.
Scott, for being here.
Can we have a moment of silence for the Big Muffler car?
No.
Nope.
Well, fine.
Brandon's actually planning to run after it right after the cast ends.
You want my black '98 Honda Civic when you get out here? I'm getting a new car pretty soon.
Yeah,
Call it
Wanna
Black
do that.
Thunder.
I'm gonna do that deal.
It's got like lots of cigarette damage in the front seat.
Addiction Unchained. But yeah, thank you for coming out, man. You can subscribe to Diction. You're all subscribed to Diction anyway.
Subscribe to KBMOD.
Yeah, subscribe to us instead.
we put out about as many videos as Diction
Yeah,
does.
it's close. But thank you so much once again for coming out. Follow us at KBMOD Gaming. Follow Addiction at EatMyDiction1 on Twitter. Don't follow Blackliteattack. He's a raccoon.
I'll eat your trash.
Unabashedly eat your trash.
Yes.
I'll fucking tear that trash up.
And make sure to follow us here on Twitch. We stream 5 nights a week.
And subscribe to us if you enjoy this kind of thing.
Yes. And,
Like actual subscribe with money.
Yes. And we'll see you tomorrow night for Walking Dead Episode 5, the finale, at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And yes.
I have one more for the diddling game. They bleed pixels?
They bleed pixels. There it is. We'll close out on that note. Make sure not to get diddled by any games this week. Wouldn't want you scarred. Later, bros.